Hi guys, let's do another English practice lesson. Today the article's name is People Now Spend 14.5% of their lives in poor health. It was posted July 30th, 2026, the level advanced. Some vocabulary: morbidity, the condition of having a disease or medical problem, respectively, separately and in the order given. Musculoskeletal, relation to the muscles and bones together as a system. Sensory, relating to, transmitted by or perceived by the senses. Non-communicable, not able to spread from one person to another. Chronic, continuing for a long time or happening often. Okay, so let's start the reading. Between 1990 and 2023, global life expectancy went from around 65 years to 74 years, a significant increase in a relatively short time. A longer lifespan doesn't mean overall better health, though. And according to a study published in the Lancet, people may be living longer, but they are spending more time in poor health. The study looked at the health and morbidity data from 204 countries and territories. It found that in 1990, the average global citizen could expect to spend 13.6% of their life in poor health. In 2023, that had risen to 40.5%. The gap between the number of years people spend in good health and the number they spend living is called the morbidity gap. And years spent in poor health don't only have to be at the end of life. The pattern of higher morbidity gaps was seen across the world, though the exact figures varied, and high-income countries had the largest gaps. The US had the largest morbidity gap, with 14 years spent in poor health on average in 2023, up from 12 in 1990. This was followed very closely by Australia with 13.9 years in poor health, and Canada with 13.7, increasing from 11 and 11.4 in 1990, respectively. The gap has widened in countries like Japan or South Korea too, both places known for their long life expectancies. Japan's 2023 morbidity gap was 11.8 years, up from 10 in 1990. For South Korea, it rose to 11 years from 90 years. The biggest contributors to higher morbidity gaps were musculoskeletal disorders like lower back pain. These were followed by mental health problems like depression and anxiety, as well as sensory issues like age-related hearing loss. Other contributors include falls and other accidental injuries and non-communicable chronic diseases. Senior author Christopher Murray from University of Washington School of Medicine called for greater investment in disease prevention and management, saying our findings suggest that if future gains in population health will come not only from helping people live longer, but from helping them live healthier. Okay, it's a text with a high number of numbers and years. Yeah, it was a little bit uh, hard to me, yeah, but let's start the discussion. Are you surprised that people today are spending more time in poor health? Yeah, I am a little bit surprised because I hadn't read about that before, about the poor health. Maybe we usually we don't give the enough attention to our health. Yeah, so for me, it makes sense what the text said. Why do you think high-income countries have larger mobility gaps? I'm not sure about that, but the text said something about the mental health and problems like depression and anxiety, maybe the pressure about the that is involved by the country, maybe. Yeah. Would you support increased investment in disease prevention in your country? Sure. Any investment that is directed toward healthcare is good. Yeah. Do you imagine the average person is more health conscious today than three decades ago? I think so because the access to the internet and is easier to find recommendations. Yeah, I think the conscious is higher nowadays. Do you know anyone who is very proactive when it comes to their health? I think that I know, but usually the people do exercises and it's better to prevent and they care about their health. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the further discussion. Has your lifestyle become healthier over the years? Yeah, I've needed to start to do exercise because of my back pains and something like that. And yeah, we need to become healthier over the years. Have you picked up any healthy habits recently? I started to do a diet recently. I removed the sugar of my day to day, and it helped a lot. What do you think is the key to living a long and healthy life? I think that we need to take care about our body and our mind. I think we need to take care of these both to living a long and healthy life. Yeah. Are you happy with the quality of health care in your country? Not really. It's not a good health care in the Brazil. What are the biggest healthcare challenges in your country at the moment? I think maybe the costs that it's necessary to we care about our health. It's higher, and I think that is like that in the most of the countries. Yeah. Okay, so we have finished that lesson. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.